Hi guys, so I am creating this video to teach you about our grading system. This video should be about 10 or 11 minutes. Please make sure you watch this whole thing because it will really help you for the entire semester. So hang in there. I promise this will make sense by the end. Okay, so our class is not going to be using points, okay? And I know that may sound weird, but hopefully by the end of this, like I said, you will have a really good understanding of what that means. So right now I am in our Canvas shell and I went to modules and then I went to the getting started module here and the grading tab right here. Okay, so it's pinned so you guys can see it as you need to throughout the semester. So let's scroll down here. Today in this video I'll be going through these 4 tabs here. Okay, so let's dive right in. So this course has no points. Instead of following a traditional point system, you will have the opportunity to submit your best work. And if you need to revise the assignment, you may do so by resubmitting it up to 1 week after I return it to you. Once your assignment is passing, you will receive a check mark in Canvas. If your assignment is not passing, you will see an X in the grade column for that assignment. There are no limits to the number of assignments you can revise, nor the number of times you can revise any given assignment. So you're going to look at the list of assignments and complete what you think is feasible, and depending on what grade you want, that's the list of assignments that you will complete. Okay, so you can revise anything you want in this class as many times as you need to in order for it to be passing. And you will not see any percentages or letters or points in this class at all. The only thing you'll see in your grade center is a check mark or an X, and then of course my feedback, and I'll show you where you'll find my feedback. Additionally, you're going, depending on the grade goal that you're shooting for, you will be allowed a specific number of late assignments, and we'll kind of get into that as we go through this video. Your late work is also due within 1 week of the original deadline. One thing to keep in mind, students ask me this all the time. If you originally submit an assignment on time and it doesn't pass, if you have to revise, that is not considered late. Okay, it's only considered late the first time you submit. Okay. Now, if you submit a revision late, then we'll talk about that on a case-by-case basis. A couple things about the late work. We are going to be working with NetTutor, a service that Cuyamaca offers. So your NetTutor drafts, essentially you'll be submitting your rough drafts to this NetTutor system, and then you'll be uploading your drafts with the tutor's comments. You cannot get credit for those if you've already submitted the final draft of your essay, and I think that's pretty intuitive, right? The tutor is meant to help you submit your final draft, so if you submit your final draft without the tutor, then you can't get credit for that, okay? And then the last essay in our course cannot be submitted late because I think grades are due within a week of finishing the course. Other than that, everything is fair game, okay? So why am I doing this? I think it allows you guys the opportunity to rework and improve your writing. I know we're all juggling several things in our lives, and sometimes it's not feasible to complete everything. So with this system, you can determine which assignments will fit into your schedule. There are a few notes. Every student must complete every essay, the syllabus quiz, and the research outline in order to receive a passing grade. Okay, you must complete those. You're expected to turn in your best work the first time. The class is rigorous no matter what grade you're shooting for. And for the final exam, we'll talk about what that's going to look like. It's a department final, and 2 faculty members, not myself, they will grade your final. If they determine that it's not passing, your overall course grade will drop 1 letter, okay? So those are kind of the caveats there. Let's continue. So I think what you guys are curious about now is, okay, how the heck does this work, right? So for a C in this course, you must pass this list of assignments here, okay? And you'll notice as we go through this that really the number of assignments increases as you move up in your grade goal. So you notice every grade goal here needs to submit all 4 essays, the research outline, and the syllabus quiz, right? But take a look at NetTutor drafts, right? For a C, that student only needs to do 1 out of 4. For a B, the NetTutor drafts, the student needs to do 2 out of 4. For an A student needs to do 3 out of 4, right? And then you can continue on here for the self-assessments, 1 out of 4 for a C, 2 out of 4 for a B, 3 out of 4 for an A. and so on and so forth, okay? So the number of those kinds of assignments will increase as your grade goal increases. There's also additional types of assignments the higher you go, okay? For example, you notice the C here, there's no additional assignments. And what I mean, for the B, right, you add on the educational plan assignment, okay? For the A, you have to do the ed plan assignment and the multimedia reflection, okay? So the quantity of each kind of assignment increases, but then again, there's special assignments for a B, which is the ed plan, and an A, which is the ed plan and multimedia reflection. And then lastly, the number of late assignments will decrease as your grade goal increases. So a C can have 4, a B can have 3, and an A can have 2, okay? Now, I know this is a lot to remember, so I've created this pretty handy chart, I think. So read down the columns, okay? So for grade goal A, you want to do everything in the first column, okay? 1 syllabus quiz, 4 essays, 1 research outline, 3 net tutor drafts, 3 self-assessments, 8 discussions, 4 pages, 10 quizzes, 1 ed plan, 1 multimedia reflection. That's for the A. Then your B is in the middle column, and your C is in the right-hand column. In the very far right-hand side of this chart, I have listed here the requirements for passing for each type of assignment. So you can kind of go through and read, okay, what is going to be required for me to pass this? And keep in mind too, right, any of these assignments can be revised, no matter what it is. Okay, so an essay can be revised, but so can a self-assessment, so can a page contribution, okay? Anything can be revised and anything can be late, okay? With those couple of exceptions I mentioned before. So that is how this breaks down. Let's keep going here. The third tab on this page is a definition of all the kinds of assignments I just mentioned, okay? And then at the end, I tell you again how many, or what you have to do to pass, and how many each grade goal needs to pass. Within this course, on every single assignment page, I remind you, if it's a discussion, for example, at the bottom of the discussion, I say, remember, for an A, you need to do 8, for a B, you need to do 7, for a C, you need to do 6. So you don't have to keep coming back to this every single assignment because I have labeled them all, but this is kind of a nice place to return to if you ever have any questions or want to clarify anything. But again, all of the definitions of the assignments are listed right here. Including extra credit, which we haven't gotten to. But basically, an extra credit assignment can either erase a late assignment or it can give you credit for one of the more minor assignments. Okay, so that would be a discussion, a page contribution, or a quiz. Okay, so if you are basically at your grade goal except one of these assignments, or you have one too many late assignments, you can do the extra credit listed here and you can earn that credit back. Okay. Because it's really important to note here. Please note, super important. You have to do everything on that list to earn that grade. Okay, so if you're only missing one thing, it could be something really small, it will drop you to the next grade. So that is why you want to continuously know in your head how many of each thing you need to do, and do extra credit as necessary. Now, how do we keep track of all this? Because I understand it's quite a lot. Okay, so stay with me. So in the 4th tab here, I've given you a tracking sheet. Okay, so this is just a screenshot from the syllabus here that you can see, and I'll zoom in. But essentially, you can you can see here that the chart. Okay, so on the left-hand side is the list of assignments. And then on the right-hand side is how many of each thing you need to do. So once you get your score for your syllabus quiz, put a check in this box if you passed it, right? You have to get 100% on the syllabus quiz. So put a check mark there, and then you know you're done. Once you start getting your essays back, you can keep putting checks in here, or X's if it doesn't pass, and that can help you keep track of everything. So for discussions, for example, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So a C you have to do 7, B you have to do 8, and an A you have to do 9. So once you put a check mark under the letter grade that you're going for in the class, you can pretty much stop doing that type of assignment, right? So here's what I've given you, 2 options to track this. I've given you a Google Doc, which you click on it and you make a copy. This is now your personalized Google Doc tracking sheet. So it'll load, and it's the same exact thing, but now you can type into it. You can put these checks and X's. So like I said, once you get your essay back, let's see, there we go. You can put a check, right? And then let's say you don't pass the next one. You can give yourself an X, so you know you have to go back and revise that. And then you can keep giving yourself checks and X's, right? So that's the Google Doc. I've also given you a Word doc version if you're more familiar with Word, if that's easier for you. So that is basically tracking your grade. I will show you one other cool thing. In our grades, and I'll go to our test student. One second as this loads here. Okay. Oh, apologies. Here we go. Test student. Okay. So I just want to show you the grade center, like how you guys are going to be able to see this. So what I recommend, you notice right off the bat, the grades are arranged by date by default. Okay, so this is really cool if you want to see what's due every week. You can kind of see when everything's coming up. But what I suggest, because of our unique grading system, is that you change this arrange by to assignment group and hit apply. Okay, this now will group every like assignment together. For example, your Ed Plan and Multimedia course reflection will be at the top. And you notice when you hover, it says B and A projects. That's how you can keep track of category as well. But notice NetTutor drafts are all together, and then all of the other Westmark quizzes are together. Here's all the discussions, right? So you can see here too, if you don't want to use the tracking sheet, Canvas does a pretty good job. So what you'll see here is either a check or an X. Check, you pass. X is either missing or it didn't pass. And once I've given you feedback, you'll see a thought bubble right here. And you can click on the thought bubble for your comment, but you can also click directly on the link for, say, Essay 3. Click on that link, and then once you've submitted your essay, it'll say View Feedback right here. And all you do is click on that, and then you can see what I've written on the essay itself. And that's how you know what to do for your revision, okay? So that is the ins and outs of our grading system. Remember that that page is right there in the Getting Started module for you. It will be there for the entire semester. So go back, check that page if you ever need to clarify anything. And of course, I'm always available. You can inbox me and I'll answer any questions that you have. Good luck, everyone.